We are Steven and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. Steve and Jill here.
Hi.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Steven Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from sunny Southern California.
Today, Jill and I talk about selling land fast and efficiently.
This is so great. This is what everybody wants. And this is, I would argue, why we are here. That's the whole point of all this. Aside from the buying it right, yeah, we got that part. I'm not just joking. I'm not trying to minimize it. But that's what you are the best at, Steven. And this is the part that, I can really contribute.
I agree. Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free.
Kevin wrote, Thanksgiving is just around the corner and Christmas is right behind it. Every year the question comes up, should I send offers during the holidays? The answer is yes. Heck yes. I have never noticed much difference in response to my offers during this time of year. Sales work even better. Get some land in your inventory so that while people are home for the holidays, they can shop for your land while digesting their pie.
And this is Kevin, our moderator, who wrote this. He's kind of, I'm sure, hedging off the 300 questions we're getting about, hey, do I take a week off? No. In fact, if you're a real land person, you don't take any time off. I'm in Arizona scouting properties out. Jill's, we both check in with each other around 10 p.m. We just never take any time off.
This is something too that we've even discussed back and forth. It took us years for us to be on the same page, and now we are finally on the same page. Am I correct, Jack?
I think we are.
Okay. I used to argue this because your phone will ring the day after Christmas, your phone will ring the day after Thanksgiving. The family's done, and in past years, like the day after Thanksgiving, everybody's out shopping, and what's Dad doing? Trolling the computer to do something and finds a land deal. And I would do a lot that weekend. So Kevin's right, sharing our experience and his experience, and don't change a thing.
Today's topic, selling land fast and efficiently. This is the meat of the show. Jill, this is one of those topics where it's like, it's really good to exercise, or I like making a lot of money, or everyone wants to be skinny, It's like, so it's just one of those things. You want to sell your land fast and efficiently. You want to have it, Jill's going to tell us about it in a second here. You want to have it set up in a machine. Yeah, you know what, Jill, how do you sell land fast and efficiently?
Some of the stuff starts before you close. This is one of the things that I see people do wrong. They wait until they own the property and the deed's back, and they're staring at it on their desk to get a photographer and think about the posting and, get it all set. Wrong. You should be pushing the button the day that the signature, if you're doing a self-close, the day that the notary is getting it signed in your name, number one, or the day that you're set up to close if you're doing a notary close. It should be done. So we have a process in our office, and it's 10 days in. If I'm 10 days into escrow, I now feel comfortable enough, no one's changing their mind yet, to invest in the money of getting the photographer ordered and on their way, drones if it's worthy of it, and getting my team putting the posting together. And this is for an escrow close. Nowadays with COVID times, they're taking a little bit longer. They traditionally take 2 weeks to 3 weeks, depending on the property. And like I said, 10 days in, by the time now let's just say realistically, it's going to be 3 weeks of a close in escrow. If it goes right, if everything's have the good people, and it's COVID times again. So I could have it all done. So that's part of why I sell it so fast. It's out there and blasted. The other things that go into doing this fast and efficiently is things that we talked about this week, such as your aha moment. You already wrote the description. You already know what goes into it. everything that we teach you in Land Academy is about how to properly take good photos. What are good photos? And this is stuff that you're going to tell your photographer, how to lay out those photos, what's needed in your posting, and how well you convey the property. So your timing's lined up. Okay, got it, Jill. I know to do this ahead of time. Great. Okay, we've covered it a lot about what it should look like, what I'm putting in the posting, how I'm saying it. We know we priced it right because that's all Steven. We don't buy them unless we know we can price them right. So what's the last piece of selling fast and efficiently? It's reach. You
It's
just
reach.
have to get it in front of the right eyes. And please, Steven, tell us more about your feeling about reach.
So it's worth mentioning in this episode that there's exactly two reasons why a piece of property, any property type, I don't care if it's a skyscraper in Manhattan or the smallest property in the desert in Arizona or anything in between, it doesn't sell for two reasons. Number one, it's not priced right. And number two, and I think in a lot of ways this is more important, you're not reaching the right people. I just yesterday I was talking about a Volkswagen bus with the moment. I could price that Volkswagen bus perfectly, and if I only marketed it to Cadillac owners, they're never going to buy it. It's never going to happen. It could be perfectly priced for half of what it's worth, and Cadillac people in general are not going to buy that piece of that car. So it's the same thing with real estate. If you've got some rural vacant land that's got pretty good access and it's priced right, and you're marketing it to the prepper community on Facebook, guess what? Probably going to sell it pretty fast. If you're marketing it to a residential real estate who uses a lot of hairspray in an urban environment, like, I don't know, North Scottsdale, where they think they're better than everybody else, they're probably going to scoff at that. We've all had people scoff at us personally and scoff at our inventory and say things like, who the hell would ever live out there? Why would you ever want a piece of property in XYZ, fill in the blank? There's tons and way more people that are like that in this world than there are people that need to be reached on, that live around the rural piece of, 50% of the time, if you reach people within a 1 mile radius of whatever asset you're selling, and they have like kind property, they're going to buy it. That's a federal government statistic from HUD. So you have a 50% chance doing a neighbor letter to find somebody who's going to buy a piece of land or a house that you have.
And if they don't have property in that area, like you just said, so to add to their portfolio, if you will, then now they're still within a day's drive because they're going to want to use it. So you just have to think smart like that with reach. I just created literally last night my own Parlor account, a Land Academy Parlor account, and then my team made a Land Stay Parlor account. These are our people. If you take a step back a little bit and look at who our buyers are, they're a little bit nutty. Maybe we're a little bit nutty. What's that?
What's Parlor?
Parlor, Parler, because it's like you parlay a message. That's where I think the word came from. So because there's a thing on there you call echo. So it's the new latest and greatest social media platform is Parlor. It's not all videos. It's not a TikTok. Don't worry about anything like that. Think of it more of it's a very similar environment to Facebook. The main difference is they say they're not going to filter things like Facebook does now. A lot of people are really mad because this is not really about what the show's about, but I'll tell you real quick. A lot of people are mad on Facebook because you might make a comment and it doesn't really say that you're really politically charged, but there's a word in there that triggered something, so they shut your account down and you have to get it undone. And people are mad about that. Parler doesn't do that. But what they do have is like a 20-point system where people can kind of vote you off the island, though. So if you offend enough people, you will get tick marks, if you will, and then could have your stuff revoked. But they're saying it's a better way of doing it. Whatever that is, I don't care because I'm not going to walk around trying to say anything bad. That's not what it's for. You need to be on the cutting edge. So this ties into this show. selling is getting it, and reach is the biggest thing. And nowadays in our world, reach is social media. So please stay ahead of the times. Get a Parlor account. Please go find and like my Parlor account and, in the Land Academy family, and we'll do it back to you and grow, all grow our followings, and we're going to reach more people.
Here's I mean, Jill's a pilot, so everything she does involves a checklist. So here's what I think our checklist is for things like this. And it changes all the time, just like she said. Now we're going to add Parlor. Number one, composing content for a real estate posting is just as important as writing an entertaining blog or having an entertaining podcast for the content that people want. And they'll tell you pretty quickly. That's, we've all seen postings. Go on Landwatch and you'll see, oh my gosh, this posting looks great, or oh my gosh, this guy doesn't care. He didn't even put a lead picture in it. So the content has to be good. Number one, if the content's good and you bought it right, then your job is a checklist. You have like 22 places to post the property, and then you got to start going into the Facebook groups and all kinds of stuff, and actively selling property. That's the problem here. People, you kind of have to undo where people get hooked. When people have property, they own property too long that they're trying to sell. They're not actively trying to sell it. They're just waiting for the internet to do their job for them, and that's just not going to happen. You have to get in a. My life changed the day that Jill and I joined forces because I learned all this stuff from her. I was totally the guy that just said, you know what, this is so cheap. And we always had good content. We always did good postings and all of that. It got better with Jill, and I would just sell on price then. I would make sure we've got good pictures, the presentation's good, the price is great, and then they have to buy it. And that worked out great. We make about 10 times more money now because Jill's involved. She's on the phone telling people that there's a waterfall, on the property or a hiking trail or whatever else. So post it everywhere with the checklist and make sure your content's good.
Perfect. Happy you could join us today. 5 days a week, you can find us right here on the Land Academy Show.
Tomorrow or next week, join us for another interesting episode on Monday. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
Good week. I like these shows.
Yeah, me too.
I like, and we mean it when we say it, and we're going to say it here in a minute. Please put your comments in. Let us and the planet, Land Academy planet, know what you want us to talk about, because we'll cover them. That's why we're here. You know who we are. We don't hold back. We will tell you the truth. So ask away. And while I'm saying that, I'm going to say thank you for tuning in. And like I just stated, I hope you find it valuable, and we appreciate your support. And one great way is if you would, please check out our YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button.
Your comments and suggestions help us to create the type of content you're here for. Hitting the like button on your favorite episodes helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.
We are Steve and Jill.
Information
And inspiration
to buy undervalued property.